Namaste. Welcome everybody to our asana practice. And we'll start out with chanting. And the practice will be consisting of poses that are come from the Ashtanga Vinyasa Primary Series. So please have blocks, a strap, a blanket, anything that you need to perhaps support you in the postures. Have your arsenal of support ready for you. Maybe even if you want to have a chair or a structure to support you, even maybe a wall. This practice is a dynamic practice that is about linking the breath with your movement. So be sure and spend some time really concentrating on your breath, coming in and out of the nose primarily. And you will feel this practice to be, it's primarily a cleansing practice, but the postures are quite dynamic. And we've been already practicing a little bit of these postures, and you may have already encountered them in your previous experience of asana. And then I'd like to also bring in some concept at the end of the bandhas, which was in your reading for last week. And so I welcome you to the practice, and let's go ahead and begin. Today we're going to begin standing, and we're going to come to the top of the mat. And we're going to start out standing, and we're going to start out chanting. And I will chant the mantra, and we will begin with 3 ohms. And I'd like for you to receive the chant yourself as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and stand at the top of the mat. Have your feet comfortably underneath your hips. Allow your feet to either be together or hip width apart. Let's go ahead and come to then Tadasana. So we're going to roll the shoulders back a little bit and down and lift the chest. Stretch the arms down towards the floor, kind of in an erect posture. Lift the kneecaps and squeeze the muscles to the bones and just kind of come into a contracted muscular state. Then from there, inhale through the nostrils. And then exhale, just relax everything. And now you're going to come into what's called samastiti or samastitihi. So this is a standing, comfortable, even posture. And then from there, let's go ahead and join our palms together at the heart center. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes, rest your eyes onto your heart center, lengthen the back of the neck, pressing the fingers nicely towards each other. You may even leave a little space between your hands if that's comfortable, like you're holding like a ball of light. Good. Let's go ahead and begin chanting of 3 ohms. So inhale. Om. Inhale again through the nose. Om. And one more time, inhale. Om. Now I will recite the invocation of the Ashtanga Vinyasa mantra. Vande Gurunam Sharanadavinde Sandarshita Swatma Tukhabhabodhe Nishreyase Jangale Kalyamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Sampachakrasti Dharinam Sahasrashara Samshretam Pranamani Patanjalim Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om Tat Sate. So let's inhale now. And then exhale, bow your forehead to your heart and pause here and cycle another breath. Lengthen the back of the neck, inhale. And then exhale, release the hands down. Good. Let's connect to our breath. Very important first before we begin the asana practice. So go ahead and inhale and bring the breath up into the top of the chest. Allow the belly to expand a little bit through exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and relax the joints of the body. So relax your ankles, relax your knees, your hips, relax your pelvis and your waist. Relax your ankles, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Relax the neck and relax the face, and slowly bring the chin up a little bit. And then inhale again towards the heart center and fill the whole trunk. And then exhale, let's release. Good, and then when you're ready, open your eyes, and we're gonna inhale, now sweep the arms all the way up. Reach up to the ceiling, and then exhale, we're gonna Uttanasana, fold down, coming in down into that deep forward bend. If you're comfortable bending your knees, make any adjustments you would like in order to complete the posture. Good, and then from there, let's go ahead and step the feet back and come into a plank pose. And then bring the knees down and the chest. Good, and just lie on the floor for a second, point your toes back. Release your hands back, and then inhale, let's go ahead and straighten the elbows. And bring the chest up. And then come into upward facing dog, and then exhale, move into downward dog. Good, let's pause here for 3 breaths. So inhale into the navel. Let your eyes focus between the toes, big toes. 1, 2, and then 3. Good, let's go ahead and bend the knees, nice and strong, and then take a giant step with the feet to the hands. And then inhale, let's look up halfway, and then exhale, fold down. And then inhale, we're gonna rise up with the flat back and come up with the arms circling, look up to the ceiling, and then exhale, release the arms down. Let's try that again. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you, come up halfway. And then exhale, place the palms down. And this time you can jump back to downward dog and just pause for a second, come into plank, and then lower down to the floor. Slide the hands back, push the chest up, and then reach back into downward dog. And let's go ahead and breathe here a couple times, 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and bend the knees and then have it nice. Look at the hands, and then maybe if you can, jump the feet to the hands. Straighten the knees, look up halfway. Exhale, fold again. And let's press to the heels, come up with a nice straight back. Reach to the ceiling and release the arms to the side. Again, let's try that again. Inhale deep. Let your exhale bring you down. Let the inhale bring your torso up halfway, look at the wall in front of you. And then exhale, bend the knees a little bit and jump back. And then right away, go to plank and elbows alongside the rib cage, lower the chest down. You can bend the knees on the way down as well. And then inhale, slide the hands back. Let's bring the chest up, hips up, and then exhale, go back into downward dog for number 3. You spread your collarbones. And let's go ahead and breathe here into the belly. 1, 2, and 3. Come behind the tippy toes, bend the knees, squeeze your pelvic floor, and jump the feet to the hands. Look up and look down. You can always step your feet, that's fine. Any modifications are fine. Inhale, come up, flat back, look up, and those reach the arms down to the side. Good. So now we'll work with Surya Namaskar B. We're going to inhale, bring the arms back behind us, bend the knees. Exhale, bring the arms up. and come up into Utkatasana. Sweep up, lift up, and then exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, let's look up halfway, and then exhale, bend the knees and jump back to plank now, or you can go to downward dog too. Exhale, lower, and then slide the hands back. Inhale, coil the spine, lift the chest, and then exhale, meet back in downward dog. Now you're going to take your left heel, turn it down at a 45-degree angle, place it in the middle of your mat, and then step your right foot to your right thumb. And square the hips, bring your arms back, and then inhale, let's rise up, warrior one. Look to the sky, and then exhale, let's go ahead and bring the hands all the way to the floor, and you're gonna move through that same pattern. Lower down, lift the chest, arch back, and then exhale, come to downward dog. And let's try the other side. Turn your right heel down now in the middle of your mat. Lift your left leg up and step it up to your left thumb. And then align the feet, either heel to arch or heel to heel. Bring your arms back, and then inhale, use the arms to press up as you press through the back heel. And exhale, let's go ahead and come back down. And then again, move through plank chaturanga. And then inhale, come up. And then back to downward dog. Good, let's pause here, rest in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. If you'd like to come to child pose, you're more than welcome to. 1, 2, 3. Let's look forward, bend the knees, and jump the feet or walk forward, look up, and then look down. Bend the knees again. Let's go ahead and swing the arms back. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come into your chair pose. Look down and have your knees behind your toes. So make sure you can see the toes. Lengthen the lower back a little bit. And then press the legs up. Arms lift. And then exhale and down. Good, so we're going to do that 2 more times. And we'll just go continuous. All right, so let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, jump back, lower down. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, back. Turn your left heel down, step your right foot to your right thumb. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, come down. Lower down. Lift up. And then back to your down dog. Turn your right heel down. Left foot steps up to the left thumb. Keep the back leg strong as you rise up. And then exhale, move through. Lower through. Rise up. And then back to downward dog. Good, pause here. Let's breathe into the navel for 1. 2. And 3. Come high in the tippy toes, bend the knees. Lift the pelvic floor as you jump. Look up, look down. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up on the inhale. And then exhale, come standing. Inhale, reach the sky. And then exhale, release the arms down. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, float down. Exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhale, float up. And then exhale, down dog. You may feel your body warming up, and that's completely to be expected. These are considered warm-ups. 1, 2, and 3. Just come on the tippy toes, bend the knees, squeeze your pelvic floor a little bit, and jump. look up, and look down. Bend the knees nicely. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Kukutasana. And then inhale, come up standing, and then exhale. Good, so let's go ahead and now jump the feet, hip distance apart. You're gonna reach all the way up, make a peace sign, and then exhale, take your hips back, reach forward, grab the big toe with the first two fingers of each hand. And then you can bend the knees a little bit, so you turn the inner thighs back, look up, and let's go ahead and look down. Pull up against the toes, fold, and lift your navel up, relax down. Breathe calmly through the nostrils. On the next inhale, let's look up again halfway. Again, your knees can all be bent. Now take your hands all the way underneath your feet, stand on the palms, bring the toes to the inner wrists. Your thumbs expand to the side, look up, and then look down again. Uttanasana. Listening to the sound of your own breath. One more round. And then inhale, turn the eye of the elbow forward, scrub your chest up through the arms, and then exhale, release the hands out. Then inhale, bring your hands to your waist, and exhale, come on, let's inhale and rise up. Good. And now notice the difference, the change in your mood, change in your circulation and your breath. Now from here, bring the hands to the waist. Let's go ahead and set the right foot all the way back to the back of the mat, and we're gonna turn towards that side. Open the legs out into Utthita Trikonasana. Stretch the arms to the side. Inhale and exhale. Reach out over that right side. Place the hand down where you feel comfortable. If you want to, you can reach to the big toe and you can grab that again. But it's not necessary. You can place it on the ankle or on your block. Good, lean back a little bit and then begin to turn the head up if that doesn't hurt your neck. If you'd like to, you can lengthen the back of the neck a little bit and then scoop the chin in a little bit and then look up again. Okay, and on the inhale, let's rise up. Then exhale, let's turn the right toes in, turn the left leg out and lean back a little bit. And then exhale, let's reach out on the other side. So you're kind of firming the sides of the waist and you're lengthening. And then when you come to hold the pose, you go into that fluid breath and you let the nervous system relax into the pose somehow through the exhale. Lean back a little bit. Okay, good. Squeeze the side of the waist, come up again. And now we're gonna go turn. Now we're coming into Utthita. We're gonna come to the Parivrtta variation. So you're gonna bring your left arm forward, right arm back. You can step the back foot in a little bit, reach out, and then place the left hand down, right arm comes up. Variations can be the hand can come to the big toe side or the ankle. You can also place the right hand at the right hip. But whatever you do, slide that right hip back and then turn in on your spinal column. Keep the breath flowing. Good, now look down at the right big toe, press through the right heel, and let's come up, unspin, turn the right toes in, turn the left leg out, and then you're gonna reach with that right arm, left arm back, come down, turn, and sweep the left arm up now. Good, turn and reach. And then look down that left big toe, everyone, and then sweep the right arm up and then come up. Let's step up all the way up to the front of the mat and then have one nice long breath. So inhale and exhale. Okay, let's try again. Step that right leg back, and we're going to turn to the right again. Turn the left foot in, turn the right leg out. Open the arms apart. Now this time, let's track the right knee over the right ankle. Come into a warrior two. And then right away, reach the right hand towards the floor. You can place the hand on the big toe side or the little toe side of the foot. And then reach the left arm up and over the left ear. Variations, you can have the left arm up. You can have the left arm at the hip as well. Reach, and then look at your hand. Look at the thumb. Relax the right hip to the floor. And move your right sit bone towards the right knee. 1, 2, and then 3. And then inhale, reach the left arm up, and then use that right leg to press your body up. Turn the right toes in, and let's reframe the other side. Bend the left knee, and then again, keeping the torso level, and you're just opening to that left leg, and then come forward, bring the left hand to the floor or your block, reach the right arm down, and then maybe over the right ear. And just gently relax the left hip down, maybe gaze at the right thumb. 1, 2, and 3. And then inhale, let's raise that right arm up, come up, and spin out into that 5-point star. And we're going to turn the left toes in, turn the right leg out again. And now we're going to come into the twisted variation. We're going to windmill that right arm back, step in a little bit, and you're going to hook the left elbow outside of that right knee and begin to turn that waist. And then maybe bring the left hand down. Otherwise, bring the hands into a prayer pose. Okay, so from this side, the hand come down. You can also bring the block to help. And then also, for another variation, you can just hook and you can come to a prayer. So choose what's working for you. Maybe the left arm can come down, maybe the right arm up, maybe you can reach over. It's a big twist. Okay, good. And then let's reach that right arm up. And I'm going to reposition myself. And then sweep your body up. And let's go and turn to the other side. Turn the left toes in, turn the right leg out. And then reach forward. Bend the left knee. And if you create length, you'll be able to hook the elbow outside. You can grab hold of your waist and turn it to the left. And then bring the hand down or come into the prayer variation. Another variation is to take the hand on the inside of the big toe rather than the outside little toe. And then reach the left arm up. And then maybe over the left ear. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and reach the left arm up, pull ourselves up, unwind with that right arm, and then go ahead and take a nice big step to the front of the mat. Coming back into Samasthiti, have a nice full breath. Okay, let's continue. Next sequence, we're going to step the right leg out again. Now come into a full wide-legged position, Pasahidapadottanasana. So from here, go ahead and lightly have the toes maybe turn in slightly or have them even with the outside of the mat. We're going to bring the hands to the waist, look up, stretch to the front of the hips, look back, and then exhale. Squeeze the belly, let's bring the chest down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Hands can be on your block. Inhale, look forward, and then exhale, let's go ahead and fold down, walk your hands all the way back.
Bring the crown of the head towards the floor. And rest here. 1, 2, and 3. And then inhale. Let's look up, everybody. Bring your hands to your waist. Climb yourself up again. If you notice that you feel unstable in the legs when you do that, you can always narrow the feet together and then open them back up again. All right, variation number 2. Keeping the hands on the waist, we're going to arch back, press the femur bones back, open the chest, keep the elbows coming together, and now push down on your waist and exhale. We're going to fold again. Come down, bring the crown of the head down towards the floor, the top of the head. And let's practice breathing 3 rounds here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Inhale, let's come up. Now take the hands behind the back, interlace your fingers behind your back, look up, and then exhale, squeeze the belly, and then come down again for a 3rd time. Bring the arms overhead any degree. If it's hard to clasp the fingers, you can hold the thumbs. You can also use a belt, or you can just have your arms out. So let's pause here and breathe. 1, 2, 3. Good, strong legs. Press through the inner thighs, to the outer thighs. Inhale, lift up again. And then from here, we're going to open the arms out to the side, turn the palms to the ceiling, lift up and arch back. And then exhale, turn the palms down, fold down halfway, bring the hands now to the ankles or your big toes. First 2 fingers of each hand, and then fold. Breathe. 1, 2, and 3. Breathe in and out. Good. Let's look up, everybody. Inhale. Bring the hands to the waist. Let's rise all the way up. And then go ahead and take a nice big step to the top of the mat. Good. Stand in Samasthiti. And go ahead and cycle your breath 1 full round. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Step back 1 more time. Bring the hands behind the back. You can interlace the fingers. So stepping back with that right foot, turn towards the back of the mat. And we're going to bring the hands into prayer pose. So turning the palms to face each other. If that's not going to happen today, you can hold the opposite elbows. You can go back to interlacing the fingers behind the back, or you can just practice the hands at the waist and bring the hands to the floor. Good. So square out the hips. And we're going to come into Padasana. We're coming into Parsvottanasana. Lift the chest, look up. And then exhale, squeeze the belly, tap off the outer hips a little bit, and extend and lengthen through the right side of the body into that right leg. Bring the left rib cage down, left shoulder down. And let's bring the forehead towards the shin. 1 breath here. 2 breaths. 3 breaths. And then on the 4th breath, come up. Inhale, press through the heels. And let's turn that right leg in, turn the left leg out. And then again, reestablish maybe that heel to heel alignment can be a little bit separate as well. Coax the right hip forward, press the left inner thigh back, look up, and then exhale. Let's lengthen and extend out of the waist. And then bring that right rib cage forward, right shoulder forward and down, and then descend. Good. And then lengthen the whole front of the body along that left leg. Breathe here. 1, 2, and 3. On the 4th inhalation, rise up, and then take a giant step up to the front of the mat, and then gently release the arms down. You can turn the palms out, wrap the shoulders back, cycle 1 full breath. Inhale, and then exhale. Good. Kukutasana again. We're going to inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms back. Exhale, reach up. And then inhale and exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, we're going to make it back into Chaturanga Dandasana. So bend the knees and jump the feet back, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, rise up. And then exhale, come into the downward dog. Turn your left heel down, step your right foot to your right thumb, and then rise up, everybody, to warrior 1. Now we'll hold warrior 1 a little bit. Good. So you can join your palms together or you can keep them separate. You can keep them also in a V position. Just try to square out your torso a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. So keeping the arms lifted, just straighten the right knee and turn your whole right foot in, then turn your whole left leg out. And let's come into warrior 1 on this side. Inhale and then exhale. Sink down, come into that standing lunge. 1, 2, and 3. Now open the arms to the side, move that left foot over to the right a little bit, come into warrior 2. We're going to hold the pose. 1, 2, remain calm. And then 3, straighten out the left leg, turn the left foot in, turn the whole right leg out, bend the right knee, stack it right over the ankle. Good, coming into warrior 2. You can squeeze your fingers together a little bit so that keeps a little strength in the arms. 1 more breath. Good, let's windmill that left hand to the right hand. Squeeze your belly, bring your hands to that right front foot. Step back, lower down. Inhale, let's rise up. And then exhale. Go back into downward facing dog. And then from here, bend your knees. Let's jump the feet to the hands. Look up. And then look down. Good, bend the knees again. Kukutasana. And then inhale, float all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Good, pause for here. 1 breath. Good, now from here, we're going to practice balancing. So find a point in front of you that you can look at. I'll face the camera for the demo, but you can stand also facing the front of your mat. Good, so we're gonna bend the right knee. We're gonna reach down and we're gonna grab the big toe and balance. If grabbing the big toe is a challenge, go ahead and grab your strap up, and use that as your support. You can also stand against the wall for some support. Good, and then from here, we're gonna inhale, and then exhale. We're gonna straighten out the right leg. And if straightening out the right leg is not gonna happen, you can just hold the knee, that's fine as well. Good, and then try to lift the leg up a little bit higher. And then exhale, open the leg to the right now. Gaze is steady. And then bring the leg back to center. Good, if you can, maybe lift a little bit higher again. And then let this leg go, let it stay up for a couple of breaths. And then release the leg down. Good, and you can shake it out. You really feel that. Okay, standing top of the mat, let's do the other side. I'll show it from the side now. We're gonna inhale, find a point to focus on. Go ahead and grab the big toe. Inhale here. Exhale, extend the leg out. Good, and then inhale, lift the leg maybe a little bit higher. Bring the chest forward slightly. And then exhale, release the leg to the side. Good, and then inhale and exhale, bring the leg back to the center. Try to stay in your balance, concentrating. Go ahead and lift and extend through the left leg again. Release, and then let go, let the leg stay up a little bit, a couple of breaths. And then release the left leg down. Good, and then shake it out. All right, another balancing posture we're gonna practice. Variation is going to be tree pose. So you can come to tree pose as the first position. Second variation would be to bring the ankle over the left knee. Okay, the pose itself is like a lotus pose. So you would bring the foot, I'll show it on the left side because this right knee is a little bit still injured. And you bring the top of the foot up towards the opposite side. And you can hold it. Otherwise, you're going to reach the right arm back and grip the foot. You can also strap it up with a strap. We're going to raise the left arm up. And then inhale, you're going to slowly come forward. And you're going to fold down into like a forward bend. Good, and if you're doing any of the variations, you can fold down with the leg in the thread, the needle. If you're in tree pose, just stay up and practice the balance. Okay? All right, so to come up from that binding posture, you're gonna bend the left knee a little bit. And then inhale, look forward, slowly rise up, raise the left arm up, and then release everything down. Good, and then just shake it out. And then let's do the other side. Go ahead and bend the left knee back to the side, bring the heel up towards the navel, drop the left knee down, and then take the left hand back behind you. Go ahead and wrap and sweep your right arm up. Inhale, and then exhale. You're going to squeeze the belly, slowly, carefully descend down. You can place a block underneath your right hand and slowly relax the chest down. You can bring the hand back a little bit. And then relax the head. Good, so to come up, we're gonna look forward, come into that half position, maybe bend the standing leg a little bit. Squeeze the outer hip. Slowly rise up. Bring your right arm up. Good, and then release the right arm down, release the bind, and slowly let that left leg descend. Okay, good, let's take it out. Those balancing postures can be very challenging to our ego sometimes, right? Because maybe we want to do it and we can't, or that maybe one day, yesterday we did it and today we can't do it. So just don't sweat it. Just make it look like a fun challenge. Okay, let's begin at the top of the mat. Let's go ahead and inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you, and then exhale. Jump back, lower down. And then inhale, let's rise up. And then exhale, back to downward dog. So now we're going to come down to the earth, and we're going to do it through jumping the feet forward and then sliding them into a straight leg position. So walk the hands back a little bit, and then go ahead and jump, and then bring the legs through. Good, slide back so that you're on your mat. If you'd like, you can use your strap. Roll your inner thighs to your outer thighs. Let's sit up tall, come into Bandhasana, wrap the shoulder heads back. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms to the ceiling. Good, and then exhale, we're gonna reach down, we're gonna grab the big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. We're gonna lift up. And then exhale, fold. Bring the elbows to the side, bring the chest down. If you're using some support of the strap, then just reach the hands, the elbows out, and allow your chest to descend. If you can, straighten your arms, especially when we have tight hamstrings. We're definitely going to need to use a strap, and then practice straightening the elbows, and then pull your chest through. So you might even be here. That's okay. Just lift the chest and lengthen through it. Good, and then go ahead and inhale, everybody, look up. And now we're gonna exhale, we're gonna take the hands to the pinky toe side of the feet. We're gonna inhale, stretch, and then exhale, we're gonna fold again. One, two, and then three. Now inhale, look up again. And now we're gonna take the hands and place the soles of the feet and the palms together. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, fold. If you're still just working with the strap, you just continue to repeat stretching, right? You come out of it, and then you go back in and you exhale. Press down through the backs of the legs, make the the belly hollow a little bit, press it back towards the lower back to support it. Good, and let's inhale, and we're gonna look up. Last variation is actually to reach and clasp. So take your left thumb and index finger, hold your wrist, and then stretch beyond the feet, and look up and look down. One, two, and then one more. Inhale, three. Inhale, look up. And then from here, we're going to interlace the fingers now, and we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Good. And then release the arms down. Take the hands back behind you. And now we're going to reverse that extension of the spine in that direction. And we're going to lift the hips, and we're going to come into Kukutasana. So we can bend the knees first. And we can slide the heels forward. You're going to slowly lift the hips up and lift back. If that's too painful on your lower back, go ahead and bend the knees, separate the feet hip distance, and come up and practice the tabletop. Okay, like this. Good, let's come down and let's repeat. Inhale, lift, point the toes forward. Exhale, come down. And then one more time, inhale, let's lift. And exhale, come down. Good. Crisscross your legs. You're going to come forward, walk back to plank, and then you can lower the knees down, or you can just lower the chest all the way down. And then inhale, lift up. And then exhale, let's return back to the downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Good, then from here, we're going to go ahead and jump our feet forward again and bring the legs through. Good, from here, go ahead and bend the right knee, bring the sole of the foot into the left inner thigh, come into Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, reach the arms up, interlace the fingers. And then exhale, we're gonna go ahead and reach down. You can grab your strap, or we're just going to reach down and hold go ahead and grip the big toe with your right two fingers. Bring the left hand behind the foot. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, let's fold down. Inhale, let's look up. And then rise up, interlace the fingers, turn your palms up, and then release. Let's replace that right leg straight, and let's switch. Left leg back. Inhale, reach down up, interlace, and then exhale, reach down. Grab the big toe with your left hand, and bring your right hand behind the sole of the foot. Look up, and look down. 1, 2, 3. Good. Inhale, rise up. Interlace your fingers. Let's come all the way up. And then before you bring your left leg straight, don't even do that. Bring the right leg back. Crisscross the feet. And then go ahead and bring the hands forward. Step back plank. Lower down. Inhale, lift up. And then come back to your downward dog. Good. And then again, make yourself through. Jump your feet through. Good. So from here, we're going to bend the right knee back and come into the half lotus, or you're going to come into that fire log, right? And you can get a hold of a strap, and you can bring the strap all the way back and take your right hand behind you and grip the strap. Otherwise, you can do it with just holding the big toe of the left foot. Right, so you can just come and grip it. Good, let's inhale, raise the left arm up. And then exhale, let's fold down. Good, and then inhale, let's rise up. And then release the left arm. And go ahead and straighten your right leg out. Let's bring the left leg back and come into either the half lotus or come into that half fire log. Okay. Good. Reach your left arm back. Maybe hook and grab the big toe. You can also use the strap. If you're here, you can use the strap as well. Okay. Good. And now from here, let's raise the right arm up. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to fold and reach. You can grab the big toe. Look up. And then look down. Breathe 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, let's look up. And then reach that right arm up. Release the left hand. Move your strap away. And then go ahead and crisscross the ankles, everybody. Lift the hips. Come forward. Plank. Lower down. Inhale, rise up. And then back to the downward dog. Then from here, let's go ahead and jump the feet through and come back into the Ashtanga Vinyasa. Okay, now we're going to practice Ashtanga Vinyasa. We're going to roll to the right side, bend your right knee back, come into a half Janushirshasana, and so you're going to stretch here. If you find that that's a little bit stressful on your knees, get something, your blanket, and then sit your left hip bone on top of the blanket. And then lift your hips a little bit. Okay? Then from there, we're going to lean towards this bent knee. Lean to the right. And then from there, then reach forward and now come down and hold the left foot. Look up and look down. Keep leaning towards the right. Inhale 1. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 3. And then inhale, look up. Let's go ahead and climb up, reach the interlace up to the ceiling. And then exhale, release the arms down. Then lean to your left and just release the right leg straight, iron out that knee. Let's go ahead, lean to the right and bring the left ankle back. And then again, you want your toes to be feeding back behind you, the inner ankle close to the left hip. And then lean a little bit towards your left, because what's going to happen is that we're going to tend to lean towards the right. So lean towards the left and then slowly begin to reach forward. You can also practice the interlace and then reach and then hook the foot, look up, and then let's look down, fold. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Let's look up, rise up, use that abdominal strength to pull yourself up, lift the interlace up, and then release. And then again, we're going to lift the ankles up into a cross, and then bring the feet back, move forward, lower down. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale. If you'd like to avoid practicing the vinyasa part, where we move into the chaturanga, you can just rest in child pose or downward dog. All right, and then from there, everybody, let's go ahead and meet again at the top of the mat. Maybe jump your feet through. And then scoot back. Good. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and bend the right knee. Sit up tall. Raise your right arm up and bring your right arm inside your right leg. Turn the thumb down, wrap it back. Bring your left hand back and try to clasp. You have your belt or your t-shirt or whatever you're using, your towel. You can also practice that way, right? Look up, everybody. And then slowly fold down. Bring your forehead towards the knee. And practice releasing that right hip down as you stretch forward. Good, stay with your breath. 1, 2, and 3. Good, let's go ahead and slowly bring our torso up and then stretch the right leg forward and then bring that left knee up and back. Okay, reach your left arm up and then exhale, bring it forward and then turn the thumb back. Kind of stretch back, bring your right hand to the left hand, look up and then stretch and look down. Good, gently bring your chest down. And then inhale, let's rise up again. Slowly release the clasp. And then again, we're going to move through vinyasa. Or down. If you'd like to avoid it, just stretch your legs out into Dandasana, into the staff pose. And then exhale to downward dog. Good, jump your feet through again. From here, let's bend the left knee. And we're going to bring the foot into the lotus position. So from this angle, it's like this. So to come into lotus, half lotus fully, hold the back of the knee and bring the heel towards the navel. and then swing your left knee forward like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do from here is we're going to bend the right knee. We're coming a little bit into a bind. If you notice this position is really not going to happen, you can have the foot in the Janushirshasana again. Okay, so you can place the left foot in the Janushirshasana, you can bring the right knee up, and you can practice here. Good, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lean forward, bring the right arm again and wrap it back, and then hold, look up, and then we're going to look down again and stretch. So if you're in the position where you're have modified, you can do the same, or you can lean down. Okay, one more breath. And then inhale, let's rise up. Good, and then from there, straighten out the right leg, release the left leg, and let it straighten. Okay, let's do the other side. We're gonna bring that right knee back, place the foot into this lotus position or into the Janushirshasana. Bend your left knee. Reach the left arm on the inside of the left leg, turn the arm back, reach back and grip. And again, you can use your strap. Look up and then look down. You may feel a lot of stretching in the mid-spine, in the upper, just above the lumbar. Good, breathe here, relax in the pose. And on the inhale, let's go ahead and rise up. And with all of this forward bending, the reason that we go through that vinyasa is to open up the front of the spine. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and switch across the legs. Bring the knees back and lower down. You can also practice cobra pose here as well. And then inhale, give yourself some time to stretch your chest. Good, and then exhale, go back into the downward dog. And then bring the feet through again and jump through. Good, now we come to my Chasana series. We're gonna bend the right knee. Now we're gonna go into some deeper twisting. So from here, lift the chest, have the heel in line with the sit bone. And then from here, we're gonna reach back with the right arm. Lift your left arm up, reach up and back, and then exhale, cross it over the right leg. Bring the right knee into midline. Good, and so the first variation is to just bend the elbow, come into the Abhaya Mudra. Second variation is you can reach out and you can hold the outside of the left knee. Otherwise, you can take the twist, the bind, so you can turn that left arm back and you can reach back and you can hold the hand. And then everybody look over the right side. If you're pretty close, you can also use the strap. And let's breathe one more long breath. And slowly go ahead and unwind. Again, sit up tall. And then heavy sigh, reach that left leg forward. Let's try on the second side. Bend that left knee. And I'll show it from this side. Come and sit up tall, sort of scrub the hands down so you lift the back. Come to your breath. Good, let's go ahead and windmill that left arm back behind you. Reach back. Good, and then lift the right arm up and sweep. Right, this way. First position is here. Second position is here. You can reach and hook the outside of the right knee. Good, and then the second position would be to turn and then walk your right hand back, sweep the left arm back behind you, and then maybe hook and grab the fingers. Lift the chest, everybody. Slide the hands down the outer hip and then look over the left shoulder.
1, 2, and 3. Look towards the front of the right big toe. Slowly release, unwind, and then you might feel a lot of heat kind of coming up and escaping your body. You're going to stretch the left leg forward, and then either just stay here. Otherwise, let's move through vinyasa. You can jump your feet back, lower down, and then again, lift the chest, direct the front of the body, and then exhale. Move back into the downward facing dog. And let's go ahead and bring the feet through and jump. One more in the series. We're going to bend the left knee, come into the lotus position again, or you're going to come into the Janu Shirshasana. All right, so you'll be here, or you'll be here. Then we're going to bend the right knee again. So this looks like a familiar position, but this time now we're going to do the twisted version. So from here, we're going to reach the left arm up, and we're going to cross it over the right knee, turn, look over the right shoulder. So you come into this variation. If hooking the elbow is not accessible right now, you can also bring the elbow into the front of the knee as well. And turn. Otherwise, you can try to stretch and move into that bind again. And look over the shoulder. One more breath. Good. Let's slowly release. So now we're becoming a pretzel officially. And let's extend the left leg forward. All right, let's try the other side. Bring that right knee in. You can come into that half lotus practice position, or you'll come into the Janu Shirshasana. Bend the left knee. Good, and then from here, we're gonna turn and then hook that right elbow outside of the left knee. Come into the Abhaya Mudra. You can also hook and hold the front of the knee. If you're gonna try to do the bind, turn the right thumb towards the earth. Move your belly to the left. And then begin to slide back. And then maybe hook. Look up and turn. Good, and then let's complete the breath. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and unwind, release all of that contraction with the twist. And then let's go ahead and lift up, jump back, or step back, lift the chest, and then exhale, come into your downward facing dog. And then from here, we're gonna jump through. And begin to lean back, balance on your tailbone, everybody. Bring the hands behind the legs. Inhale, lift the heels up. Come into Navasana, into the boat pose. Good, and then from here, cross your ankles, bring your hands to the outside of the hip, and you're just gonna press and lift the hips up. If you can lift the feet off the floor too, try that, and then release. Lean back, lift again, come back into the Navasana. If you wanna straighten the legs, you can do that as well. Good, let's crisscross the ankles again, lift the hips, come down, inhale, again, boat pose. Crisscross again, let's inhale and lift. Good, and then inhale one more time. And then this time crisscross, go ahead and take the knees back, roll forward, and lower down. Scoop up, and then knee back and downward dog.
Okay, just pause here for breath. You know, from here, we're going to walk our feet to the middle of the mat and lift the heels up and come into a toe stand. So just stand here, balance on your toes. You can use your hands down if you'd like, or you can release the knees down, bring the hands to the heart. Good, so this is variation 1. Second variation would be to bring the hands forward. And we're going to practice Bakasana. So it is called the crow pose, sometimes called crane pose. We're going to lift the hips up and we're going to bring the knees behind now the arms, right? The upper arms. So you want them to touch the upper arm. So this is the second position, and just practice here, see how this feels. Then we're going to lift the hips again, and we're going to start to lean forward and lean into the back of the arms with the knees. And let's go ahead and rest here. Good, just feel the grip, like the arms are moving like into the chaturanga. Good, and then from there, we're going to maybe move forward a little bit more with our weight, and then maybe take one foot up and maybe take another foot up and balance in Bakasana. Stay with your breath. And then release the feet down. Go ahead and walk back to downward facing dog. And let's go ahead and jump the feet forward. And bring the legs all the way out. Good. From here, we're going to open the legs up. You can open your legs wide. Roll the inner thighs to the outer side. Raise the arms up, inhale. Interlace the fingers. Good, and exhale, reach the arms to the side, and you're going to grab the big toes or just bring the hands out in front. Good, inhale, and then exhale. We're going to fold all the way down. As best you can, just relax, lengthen. You can also bring the arms out in front and fold. Good, let's inhale, let's rise up. Raise the arms up, interlace fingers, and turn your palms up, and then release the arms down. Now bring the legs a little bit more narrow, kind of like in a modified, like a V or an A pose, right? We're gonna lift the kneecaps, lift the knees, and then we're gonna take the right elbow under this way, okay? Like that. Then take the left arm under the left knee, and then fold. If you feel comfortable here, you can lift the heels up, lift the toes up, and then stretch the legs and let the legs press onto the backs of the arms. That's only if you have like a, if you're comfortable in your lower back and you have the flexibility. Otherwise, just practice here. Rest down. It's still a good stretch. Good, and let's go ahead and inhale. Let's come up now. Bend the knees, slowly slide up, and then bring the elbows and the arms into the inner thighs. Good, and then just cross your right leg in front of your first, and then your left leg in front. Okay, so we're gonna do a pose called Garbha Kukutasana. Typically it's done in the lotus pose, but I'm gonna offer that. If you'd like to come into the lotus pose, please do. And what you're gonna do is you need to slide your hands under your calves. And we're gonna do it, I'm gonna demonstrate it just because I have that bad knee. I'm gonna demonstrate it in the Sukhasana. So we're gonna lift the legs up, bring the elbows underneath your calves, keep the ankles crossed, balance on your tailbone, and bring your hands to your forehead. So this pose means like womb pose. So it's like going back into your mother's womb. Placing the hands on the forehead. Breathe here. Good, and we're going to release. Now we're going to practice what's called Kukutasana, and we're going to bring the hands down and go ahead and try to lean forward and just lift the hips up off the floor. And it's way easier to do it in the lotus pose. So you can be here and lift the hips up. Then bring the knees up. Good, and then release. Okay, let's unwrap our legs. And now we're going to come into official Baddha Konasana. Draw the soles of the feet together. Roll your inner thighs to your outer thighs. Grab hold of your big toes. And then hold the pinky toe side of the feet. Lift the chest, look up. And then exhale. Bring your elbows into the inner thighs. Hold down. Relax. If you'd like, you can release the hands forward and bring the forehead to the floor. Breathing 2. 3. Good, and from here, look up, everybody. And then exhale, let's go ahead and bring the legs on the body all the way up. Good, close the knees together. And I'm going to turn now because we're going to roll back. And from here, let's open the legs wide again. Come back into that Upavita Konasana, fold down. Then we're going to inhale, come up, grab hold of the big toes. And you may need to bend the knees, so you can bend them if you'd like. Then grab hold of the big toes. Balance on your tailbone and stretch your legs into a V. So if this is a brand new kind of movement for you, I recommend that you don't roll back with your hands holding your knees, right? You can basically let go and you're just gonna roll back and come into what's called Supta Konasana. So you're gonna roll back and hold here. Good, and then you're gonna roll back up and then open the legs again. And from here, what you want to focus on doing is we're gonna land, but you wanna land with the thighs, don't land with the heels. So let the thighs come down first. We'll be here, and you'll fold again. And so if that's brand new for you, just bring the hands out and then come back down and just gently fold down. Good, and then inhale, let's come up, everybody. Raise the arms up, interlace the fingers. Bring your legs all the way together. And then exhale, slowly roll all the way down. Bring the arms overhead, inhale deeply. And then exhale, release the arms all the way to the floor beside you. Now inhale, raise your right leg up, grab hold of your big toe, or get your strap or your t-shirt or your towel and hold the leg with the towel or the t-shirt or the belt into the right hand only. Place your left hand on top of your left hip bone, and then inhale, lift the chest and bring the forehead up and lengthen along that whole right hamstring. Good, and then exhale, bring the head down, and then everybody open the leg to the right. Lift your head up, look over your left shoulder, press your left hip down, and let's just breathe here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Inhale, raise the right leg up. Everybody lift and squeeze again. Good. And exhale, release the right leg all the way down. Inhale, left leg comes up. Grab hold of the big toe or strap up the foot at the medial arch. And then inhale, lift the head, neck, and trunk up. You're good. And then exhale, release. Open the leg out towards the left. Lift your head over towards the right. Good. And then inhale, come back to center. Inhale, lift the chest up. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and release. Good. Bring your legs all the way into your chest and slowly roll up. Grab hold of the big toes. Stretch the legs up again. Bring the legs together. Good. And then exhale. Just slowly bend the knees. And then release the leg. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. And we're going to practice what's called Setu Bandha. So you're going to bring the feet a little bit forward. Have the soles of the feet touching. If that feels too weird, just have your feet flat. Good. Bring your arms into cactus arms. And then inhale, let's lift the hips up. Squeeze the outer hips. Good, press up. Squeeze, lengthen the breath. Good, and then slowly release down. Now bring the knees up to shoulder feet a little closer. We're gonna come up and practice wheel pose. So if you feel that, I don't want you to hurt your back or anything, but if you feel perfectly fine, you'll be going up with me. Otherwise, you can practice with the belt, with the block. You can place the block underneath your lower back around the sacrum. Lift up and you can extend the legs this way and open and stretch the back as a counter pose. Okay? Otherwise, bring your arms back behind you. Bend the elbows. Place the hands outside the ears. Okay, and then from here, we're going to inhale, lift the hips up. This may be your pose for today. This is a great pose. Enjoy it. If you'd like to continue on, we're going to go into the wheel pose, which is like a back bend. We're going to inhale and exhale. Pick your head up and slide the crown of the head back towards the floor and let it rest there. Then walk your hands back a little bit and then inhale. Use your legs to press up, straighten the elbows, rise up. I'm lifting my heels right now. That's okay if you want to. And then exhale, eventually bring the heels down. Good, and then slowly come down. And we're gonna do that 2 more times. So whichever variation you wanna do, just repeat. Good, bring the hands back. Inhale. If you have any questions about this, you can always message me in the chat when you post stuff, practice. Inhale. And then exhale, let's rise up, lift the hips. Inhale, exhale, bring the crown of the head to the floor. And then rock your hips forward a little bit. Inhale, exhale, press through the legs, come up. 1, 2, and 3. Let's bring the chin into the throat and then lower down the back of the head. Good, rest for a moment. Inhale and exhale. Let's try one more. Reach the arms back and the elbows. Inhale. And then exhale. You can go directly right up unless you want to take it in the stages. Come into the pose. 1. Bring your backwards in. 2. And then 3. Go ahead and release. Good. And then rest. Bring your knees into your chest. Relax and release your lower back. Good. And then from there, everybody go ahead and roll to your right side. And let's go ahead and come up. Good. And then go ahead and come forward and come into your downward facing dog. And you can bring your feet forward. You can sit down and extend your legs forward, interlace the fingers, reach the arms up, and then have a gentle forward bend. So you're taking out all of that compression. Good, just relax the mind, let it internalize a little bit. So we'll finish off with a pair of inversions. And we won't go through all the stages in this part of the practice. We will build up to that. Let's inhale, look up. Bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, and then release the arms down. So we're going to come into shoulder stand. And in previous practices, I've given some offers of what you can do. You can stack your hips onto the block. You could also use a blanket for your shoulders, but not your head. If you'd like to use 2 blankets, you can also do that, or 3. So I'll use 2 blankets, just so you can see what that looks like. And we're going to go ahead and lie back. And as you can see, my head is not on the blanket. My neck is suspended in space. And I have a little space on the mat for my head. Yeah, so let's lift the hips, wrap the shoulders under the back, and then bring the hips down. You're more than welcome to use the wall to help you. You can also bring your feet over and rest them on a chair behind you or on the wall as well. So first I'll demonstrate bringing the feet overhead without any support, and then I'll show you the other variations. Good, so from here, let's go ahead and turn the palms down. And we're going to slowly bring the hips up and bring the feet overhead. Roll side to side, bring the shoulders under the back. Bring your shirt down so you can hold your skin. Elbows together. And then you're going to bring one leg up and the second leg up. And then come up into the shoulder stand. Stay up if you're in the pose. For variations, you can have yourself near a wall, and you can fold back and have the feet, if your feet cannot touch the floor right now, you can roll back and use the wall to help you climb up, and then maybe bring the feet away, right? And the wall can help you balance. And then you can roll down. Another way is to have your sole of your feet facing the wall. And bring your hips close to the wall, and then you can lift up. Place the hands underneath the back, and then come up that way. And this way, like that. And then roll down. Okay, so wherever you're at in that, let's go ahead and slowly maintain the elevation of the hips. Lift and squeeze the buttock towards the heel. Keep bringing the torso closer and closer towards your chin, and let the chin tuck into the thyroid, into the neck. Good. Let's go ahead and have a couple more breaths here. And let's go ahead and now begin to bring the feet overhead. And if you're using the wall, bring the feet towards the wall. Have a breath here. Relax your knees now towards the outer ears. For Kukutasana. Hold on to your lower back if you feel like you need support or you're going to get a cramp. Otherwise, bring your feet towards your hands towards your feet. And then slowly let yourself roll down. Let the hands move away from the feet. And bring the hips and the soles of the feet to the floor. Okay, just rest a moment. Good. And then from here, now we're going to lift the head up off of the floor and then turn your chin towards the ceiling and bring the crown of the head down towards the mat. And just stretch the front of the thyroid, of the front of the neck, the front of the throat, and counter pose. Good. And then slowly slide your head back to neutral and go ahead and rest down a little bit. So if you're pretty much done with asana, this has been a vigorous practice, you can rest. But there are a few more poses in this sequence. So those of you who have a little more energy, let's go ahead and roll to the right side. And we're going to come up. Good. And now we're going to set ourselves up for what is called headstand. And I like to practice headstand with a blanket, so I will teach you that way. And I recommend that you go to a wall. Unless you're very experienced, please enjoy yourself and practice. But I recommend that you bring your mat to the wall. If you have a blanket, get a blanket. Bring it close to the wall. You're going to interlace your fingers. Your pinky is going to come under, and your thumbs are going to lift, right? We've gone over this before. So you're going to place the hands behind the head, and the thumbs drop down. You're going to bring the crown of the head down, and your elbows are going to come together. Okay, and I'm just opening my legs so you can see my, so you don't want the elbows out. Bring the elbows in line with their shoulders. Then you're going to lift the knees up, walk the feet in, keep the shoulders lifting. Don't let them sink to your ears. Lift and push your forearms down, and then maybe raise one leg and bring the opposite leg, bring the heels to the wall. Good. You're gonna feel a lot of pressure coming into your head. Keep pushing in the front of the elbows and the forearms and the wrists. Press down. Good. If you want to try balancing, bring the legs away from the wall, squeeze your butt up, and keep lifting the shoulder heads away from the ears. If getting up right now is not going to happen, that's okay. You can just practice in the basic part of the pose where you're lifting, you're just in the position with the upper arm, right? So you can just practice here. Good. And if you're comfortable in the pose, let's go ahead and say 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale. And we're prepared to come down, so we want to come down slowly. So let's go ahead and bend one leg down and then the other. Good. Bring the knees to the floor and just come into a child pose and rest. You can rest your forehead on your forearms. You can also rest your arms straight, or they can be back. Good. Let your whole neck relax. If you have any stiffness in the neck, I recommend then placing your hands under your chin and stretching the back of the neck. Good. And then let's go ahead and come up, everybody. And then bring your mat back. And now set yourself up for the closing practice. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position. You can get your block to the side of your hips. And we're going to do a light contraction to stabilize the nervous system. So let's go ahead and bring the hands to the blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can just bring your hands to the floor. Lean forward. If you'd like, place your legs into the lotus pose, and then we're going to inhale. We're going to lift the hips up, lift the knees, and we're going to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Release the hips down. You can move your blocks to the side. Come into that comfortable cross-legged position, everybody. Bring the fingers into Jnana Mudra. Rest the hands at the ends of the knees. Lift the chest. Bring your chin down slightly. Close your eyes and just meditate on your breath. 10 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now relax the hands to the tops of the thighs a little bit and bring your attention to your pelvic floor. So the perineum, or the anal sphincter, it's called sometimes, or the cervical muscles. We're going to inhale, and I'd like for you to squeeze the pelvic floor up. Let it lift. And then on the exhale, let the pelvic floor drop down, coming to Mula Bandha. 2 more like that. Inhale and gently lift your pelvic floor. Exhale, release the pelvic floor down. So these areas of the body are practicing areas where we contract muscles we don't think about so often throughout the day. Let's inhale again. Lift and squeeze.
And exhale all the way out, release. And it's to tone these areas and also release energy here and also create conductivity there. Sometimes we have blockages here. And let's go ahead and try again. And now we're going to move into another practice where at the end of the exhale, we will bring the belly in. So inhale, lift the pelvic floor. Squeeze and lift. Good. And then exhale, bring your hands to your lower belly, release the pelvic floor, and bring that lower abdomen all the way in. Good. And then now pause. And now inhale, let's go ahead and float the belly out, lift the pelvic floor, lift and squeeze, and then exhale, release your pelvic floor, and bring the belly, lower belly, all the way in, and then hold. And then inhale again, lift your pelvic floor, and gently exhale, bring the belly in, release your pelvic floor, and then scoop the belly in and hold it in, kind of sucking it in lightly. Good. And then now just release that and inhale gently and exhale softly. We're going to practice one more bandha, trying to work with the energy at these certain areas of the body, the lower abdomen, the root of the pelvis, and now at the throat. And in the reading, there are a few more bandhas that we'll talk about another time. These are the three main bandhas. They're called Tribandha or Mahabandha. And let's go ahead and bring our attention to the pelvic floor. Don't lift it, just inhale lightly all the way up towards the throat. Now hold your breath at the throat and bring the chin down, tuck it down and lift the sternum up and hold your breath. Slide your tongue back. And now lift your chin and just slowly exhale out. Try to be slow about it. Good, let's do that again. Without the two bandhas for now at the bottom. Inhale through the nostrils. Bring your breath to your throat. Drop your chin down. Try to bring the chin and touch the chest as the chest lifts towards the chin. Shoulders back, spine is lifted. Slide your tongue back a little bit like you're swallowing it. Now let's lift the chin and slowly release the breath through the nostrils and exhale all the way out. And let's do that one more time. Inhale. Hold, drop your chin. Come to Jalandhara Bandha, the water lock. And then lift the chin, exhale all the way out. And you may naturally feel your belly come in. If it doesn't, then there's no, of course, bandha happening. But if the belly comes in, then you've got a natural Udana bandha. Okay, let's go ahead and just now naturally have one long inhale, one long exhale. And now we will bring the three together. These practices are done in pranayama, breathing practices, and also asana, which we will investigate. So now go ahead and bring the attention at the pelvic floor and inhale and lift your pelvic floor all the way up as much as you can. Good. Now hold your breath at the top, bring the chin down, come to Jalandhara Bandha. Try to continue squeezing the pelvic floor and the chin to the throat in a manner that you're kind of closing off these two axis points. Now lift the chin. We're going to exhale all the way out, release the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor lift, release it, but at the same time, begin to bring the belly in and up a little bit and hold the breath. Good. And now let's release, have a normal breath. Exhale. We will do this 2 more times. practicing and toning, using these practices to remove blockages of energy in these areas, bringing the attention again at the root of your pelvis. Inhale, you can squeeze the perineum or the pelvic floor, the anal sphincter, or the cervical muscles. Reach up. Now hold, bring the chin to the throat. Let the tongue slide back a little bit. Good, lift the chin now. You're gonna exhale, release the tension in the lower, in the perineum or the pelvic floor. But as you do that now, evacuate the breath and bring the belly all the way in and hold here. One more, inhale. Lift your pelvic floor. Bring the breath towards the throat. Drop the chin down, slide the chin back, the tongue back. Keep the squeeze of the pelvic floor. Oftentimes it'll drop at this point. Keep lifting it. Let's lift the chin, exhale, release all the way down, release that pelvic floor, and then simultaneously bring the belly in and hold your breath. And then just release. Have a nice long regular inhale. Regular exhale. Just pausing here just for a moment or two. Just let yourself rest in the aftermath of the practice. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, you can go ahead and stretch your legs out and then come and lie down on your back for the final resting practice of Shavasana. You can place something under your knees. You can roll up a blanket. You can also place blocks under your knees. If you have any back issues, you can have the knees stay bent as well. Or you can just remain in your meditative practice. Good. So we're just going to rest now, let the nervous system stabilize. Allow the body to become very heavy, relaxed. Make sure that you're not holding any gripping in any part of your joints, any of your muscles, your face, any gripping in your teeth, the jaws. Let your mind draw in towards the inner landscape. And here you can really just experience the rising and falling of your belly, depending of your chest, from the witness perspective. At this point, there's really nothing that you're doing. You just receive the practice now, receive the breath. But again, just check back in if there is some tension, some gripping that you find in the back body. Just bring your awareness to all of your limbs. Bring your breath from the front body to the back body, and from the back body to the front body.
Good. Now allow your body to become very light, feeling of lightness, of levity, of spaciousness. Good. Now bring your awareness back into your body. And again, move now back into the materiality of the body. Feel your muscles and your weight. And then from here, let's gently begin to stretch into the ankles and wiggle the fingers and the toes, maybe if you feel like it. And then your wrists, and then maybe your elbows and your shoulders. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch the legs and arms. And then from here, just gently bend your knees. And then bring your right arm over your right ear and just roll your right ear, your right side of your body over down to the right. Place your right ear on your right arm. And then have a nice heavy sigh here, maybe. Good. Use your left hand to place the weight of your body on and press into the earth and bring that body up, bring the chest up. Good. And then just come and sit for a couple of moments. Let everything settle and distill in your practice. Good, and as this concludes our asana and chanting practice with the bandhas, and we will close with Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti. And this, we went through the primary series of the Ashtanga Vinyasa sequence today. Very active and dynamic asana practice. And we, of course, brought in some variations. All right, so let's bring the hands to the heart. And join me in 3 Om. So inhale. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's go ahead and bow our head down towards the chest. Place an intention for peace and find connection. Rub the palms together. Place the hands gently over the eyes. Go ahead and blink a few times. Have a nice inhale. And exhale, bring your hands out and into the world again. All right, everybody, that concludes our practice. I look forward to seeing your practice in your time lapse. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to send me a message in the chat when you post your practice, or you can do that, of course, via email beforehand. All right, and I'll see you in the next practice. That will be our breathing and meditation.